Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see the world not from a safari truck, but from right inside the pride? To really get what it means to be the sovereign of the savanna? Well, that's exactly where we're going today. We're going to try and answer that very question. We're going to explore what a lion feels when it's holding down a territory, protecting its family, and just facing that endless daily challenge of survival. Because, we all have that image of a lion in our heads, a symbol of pure strength and courage. But what's the reality behind that incredible roar? We're going to follow the sun's journey across the sky, but we'll be seeing it all through a lion's eyes. Now, you'd probably think a lion's day kicks off with a hunt, right? Nope. It actually begins with a declaration. As that first light starts to warm the grasslands, it's this time of silent, powerful reclamation. The males, they're the first ones up. Their huge manes still a bit damp with dew. Just imagine that smell of the savanna floor, the crisp morning air, and these incredible animals moving silently along the edges of their territory. They're leaving messages, scent marks on trees that are like the morning newspaper, a clear headline of power and presence for any trespassers. And this is where it gets really cool. This idea of a sonic fence, that deep rumbling roar you hear at dawn, that's not just noise, it's a strategic broadcast. The sound waves are so low frequency that they travel for miles, hugging the ground in the cool morning air. It forms this powerful, invisible fence that basically tells every other lion for miles around, this land is taken, stay out. Okay, so let's move to the middle of the day. While the males are out guarding the borders, the real heart of the pride is beating back in the shade, trying to get away from that blistering sun. This is where the social fortress gets built. Now, from a distance, it just looks like laziness, right? A bunch of lions sleeping in the heat. But what's really happening is so much more complicated. This isn't idleness, it's social glue. Every nuzzle, every groom, every little soft growl is strengthening the bonds that are absolutely essential for the big, coordinated hunt that's coming later. And the strategy here is a perfect example of what you might call evolutionary calculus. So, when a lioness shares her food with her sister's cubs, it's not just her being nice. It's actually a calculated move to make sure the pride's shared genes survive, not just her own kids. It's a group investment in the future of the whole family. All right, as the heat of the day finally starts to fade and the shadows get long, you can feel the mood just shift. That social fortress turns into a coordinated military unit. Biology becomes strategy. The pride is getting ready to hunt. Now, here's the thing. Lions aren't the fastest predators out there, not by a long shot. So they have to rely on tactics. Their success literally depends on silent communication and a brilliant ambush. You can just imagine the tension, the unspoken signals passed with just the flick of an ear. They have distinct roles. The drivers push the prey towards a trap. Flankers cut off any escape routes. And then there's the ambusher, lying in wait for that one perfect moment to launch a final explosive attack. So this is anything but a chaotic chase. It's this incredibly intricate, silent performance. It's like a symphony of instinct and strategy that's been composed and perfected over thousands and thousands of years. After the hunt, there's the feast. But as total darkness falls, the world changes completely. The savanna, which was a familiar landscape just hours ago, transforms into this realm of shadows and whispers. And the lion's reign, well, it becomes a little more uncertain. At the kill, a really strict order is enforced, and it might look harsh from the outside, but there's a clear logic to it. The males eat first. They absolutely need that strength to defend the pride from rivals. Then come the lionesses, the engines that powered the hunt. And yep, the cubs eat last. All the while, the whole pride acts as a fortress, fending off those opportunistic hyenas who are always testing the edges. When night really sets in, vision kind of takes a backseat to sound. A lion's hearing becomes its main map of the world. Now, their eyes do have this special reflective layer, the tapetum lucidum, that can capture the faintest bit of starlight, turning the darkness into a world of shimmery outlines. But it's the snap of a twig or the distant call of a rival that tells them everything they really need to know. But the threats they're listening for have changed. Back in the day, the biggest dangers were a charging buffalo or a rival pride. Today, the challenges are way more complex. Lions are now facing a shrinking world. Their territories are cut up by roads and fences, and there's constant conflict with humans over livestock. And this, right here, is the stark reality of the modern savanna. The cubs that make it today face less of a battle of tooth and claw and more of a puzzle of how to coexist with us. The king's ancient reign is under a new and deeply uncertain pressure. So, what should we take away from all of this? Well, the lion is so much more than just a predator. It's a parent, a strategist, a sentry. To understand just a single day in its life is to see the entire savanna as this living, breathing network. And it leaves us with this final thought. The lion doesn't just live in this world. It's essential to holding it in balance. Which makes you wonder, what happens if that balance is lost?